Hey, hope you guys are doing well. Edgar's from Solo Marketer here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a free blog slash website in less than 30 minutes. And as always, I'm going to be building this on a free systeme.io account just to show you that you can get started right now for free before committing to a paid monthly plan. And also I'm using it myself, not a free plan, but just using it systeme.io in general, and just it's really easy to use. And yeah, if you haven't signed up yet, there's a link below, just a free sign up. And basically this is what the page looks like. You can just put in your email information, doesn't even ask for a credit card. So it's really simple. And if you stick around to the end, you will not only learn how to build a free blog in under 30 minutes, but also get a free gift from me, just as a thank you for sticking around to the end, but more on that later. But yeah, now let's go build out our free blog website. All right, so now that we have signed up for the account, right, we have logged in. So now this is kind of the layout. This is a free account, just so you can see as well. And what you want to do first, you want to go to websites and blogs, and you can see there's nothing here. On a free account, if I remember correctly, there's a limit of one. You can create one blog, but unlimited posts, unlimited blog posts. So that's more than enough, basically. So yeah, let's just click on create. So the beginning is really simple. I don't know, it can be something like, I don't know, culinary blog, whatever. Let's say you do recipes, right? Here you can select your domain. So if you have a custom domain connected, I would highly recommend to have your own branding, and there's some social media sites that just don't allow the default ones. So just to kind of warn you ahead of time. But you know, if you need something up and running today, there's just a default blog, not blog, but the domain, and you can change it later. This is not like the only time you can change it. And as for the link, the URL path, also known as a slug, by default, if you want this to be your actual website, let's say domain.com, right, then you can just leave this empty. So when somebody types in your domain.com, then they will be taken to this website. Or you can do something like /blog, and that will be where they can actually access your blog. I like to keep it empty. Let's say if I'm doing a blog, I'm also using it as my website. So I'm just keeping this empty. This will be my homepage. So if we scroll down, here you can see there's different templates. So what I would do initially, because you can see there's like more visual formats, there's some that have more texts, and it's just kind of like all kinds of things. Some are more sophisticated, some have just basic functionality, right? Just a hero section and kind of the layout of the blog posts. So kind of click through them, preview the templates of each one. You can just kind of click through. Obviously, you can change the colors, the footer, just images, everything. But this is just to kind of give you, find the one that's kind of closest to what you want to achieve, what you have in your mind, or what just looks the best if you don't know. And then just start with that. It's just going to be easier to kind of build around that as opposed to creating something from scratch or just using the template that's not really a good fit. I'm just going to use this one because this is like a really simple one. And what you want to do is you want to select the template, right? And then you want to click save. All right, so here we are. Yeah, this, like we're in the blog section, you can see there's one. You can always come back, click on settings, and kind of edit the stuff we already did. I don't think there's nothing else really. But yeah, let's head right in. And here I'm going to walk you through the kind of like the interface itself at the beginning, and then we're going to dive into each section, and then I'm going to kind of explain how everything connects together. But yeah, the overview first, you can see there's 3 sections here. There's posts, pages, and categories. So posts are essentially the blog posts, right? Here you just kind of, if you click create new, you're just going to, let's say you have a new, blog post about a new vegan recipe, right? So you click create, you just create a blog post about that, and then you schedule it, right? Then it gets added to your list of blog posts, which is over here. Pages, this is everything that is not a blog post, essentially. Obviously the homepage, we can take a quick look at it. This is a kind of a really important page, but important doesn't mean that it needs to be complicated, right? This is like a regular page builder that we opened. This is kind of vital if you're running a blog, right? So the homepage, this is like a hero section, the navigation bar where people can go and contact you, read more about you. This is the hero section where they can either read your blog posts, or if you don't want that, you can also replace this section with, let's say you want to add people to your mailing list, right? So we want to go to blogs. You can go to, let's say, welcome. I think those are hero sections. Yeah. So we can scroll down. You can see there's like all kinds of stuff going on here. So you can do something like this, right? You can drag it in, and over here, you can connect this to like a sign-up form, right? Select pop-up, and then you can create a pop-up where there's a sign-up form. They can sign up for your lead magnet, right? You can kind of promote your lead magnet here, first thing they see on a website. And then, if we scroll below, you can see blog post listing. So here it's all default looking, right? But this will auto-populate with your blog posts. So I think there's like 6 that are already there. But if we preview the page, I don't think it auto-populates in the preview, but essentially this is what these will fill in. As you add more blog posts, these will fill in with the blog posts you have created. So you don't have to do anything with this. This is just an element, and it's in the elements section over here, right? You have blog elements over here that auto-populate themselves. You can see here there's a carousel that you can add in, right? That was the one that I deleted. It was the same one. They can just kind of scroll through different types of blog posts. They're kind of like the featured ones at the moment. Blog post listing, that's this one. And latest blog post, you can just to preview it over here, right? So this is kind of, you can make it more narrow. Let's make it more narrow, actually. Let's do, let's just drag this in just to show you that it's what it looks like. It's something like this, right? You can do like a list of those as well, as opposed to doing like something like this, like a gallery. Different types of ways you can do the same thing, right? It just auto-populates with your latest blog posts. So anyway, let's stop over there. There's going to be more elements. Yeah, the navigation bars, we'll get to those in a second. But for now, every time you're done, save changes. You can always preview here. That's, and the page builder is pretty much the same as any page builder you've ever seen. It's pretty straightforward. As for the other pages, post list page, so that's where that's the articles page essentially. If they click on it, it's just kind of same thing and lists out kind of your articles that you have, your blog posts. About page, you can just kind of list stuff about, what your team, who your team is, what you're all about, mission, values, all that stuff, right? Contact page, this one is kind of important. I would definitely leave this in. Obviously, you can have your email in the footer, but also this form, this is already set up. Once they fill it out, there's only one thing that we need to do, which we'll do. Once they fill it out, you receive an email notification where it lists out the name, email, subject line, and message of the person that filled out this form. So you kind of receive all that information in your email inbox and you can reach out to them. But there's one thing that needs to be done first, which is you need to go to settings over here up top, and you need to go to it was custom domains over here. So the domain, if you have multiple, the domain that you used for your blog, right? At the very beginning, you can pick your domain. Whichever one you're using, you want to click on the 3 dots. Well, not click, hover over the 3 dots. Click on settings. And over here, email address for contact us form submissions. So you want to put in your email address that you want that contact information that they fill in. It needs to be sent out somewhere, right? Just so you know that somebody filled it out, you need to receive it. So here you put in the email that you want that information to go out to. So that's under settings, custom domains, and that specific domain. Yeah, make sure to do this. You do it once and it will just happen. So it will just work. So that's kind of an extra thing that's, for whatever reason, it's not under the blog section where the form is, but it's nothing too crazy. So yeah, let's close those. Let's go back. So that's the pages section, which I think, that's kind of pretty much, we're done with that. And then let's go to categories, which this is just blog post categories, right? So let's say it's a culinary blog, so you can do categories that are like, we can just create a new one or we can just edit existing. So let's say category 1 would be something like, I don't know, vegan recipes. Recipes? I never know how to spell this. Anyway, path, that's just a URL path. Description, SEO title, SEO, these two, if you're, big into SEO, which I'm personally not, but if you know, proper sizing and wording to use, kind of like the keywords that need to be used, SEO title and description, this is where you kind of need to do that, right? And description, I think this is just for the back end. Let's test it out. I think this is just for yourself. Or maybe not. Maybe that's SEO related as well. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know what the difference is between SEO description and test description. So I'm going to be honest. But yeah, the rest, pretty straightforward. So let's go back. And you create as many categories as you want. Every time you create a blog post, you can put them under categories, right? You can attach them to one category, to several, and then you can actually have them lined up on your website as well. Category, here's a page for all the vegan recipes, right? That would be one category. You can create another page, right, under here. That would be a listing for, I don't know, vegetarian recipes, keto recipes, whatever. So the categories kind of give you that flexibility as well. Another important thing is before we dive into the blog posts themselves, blog layout. This is another one of those things that you need to do once and you're pretty much set, right? If we click on blog layout, this is essentially the header, or aka the navigation bar, and the footer. These are constant sections at the top and bottom of your website. The middle part, these are the pages or the blog posts, right? This is the content itself, the meat of it. But these things are just the constants that you set it up once and that's it. So over here you can see you can make changes. I would not do, by default, the navigation bar takes up a lot of real estate on the page. I would not do that. I would make it as narrow as possible just so you have more room for actual content that's more important. The navigation bar, that's like an extra thing, but it's not as important. That's what's going on actually on the blog post that people want to see. So I would delete this. I would delete a lot of this noise, which is fine. The templates come, they're different. So there's kind of like different extra things on them, but you can just make it, this clean and simple. Maybe add your logo here. So the way you would do that is you would need to drag in the image element, which was over here on the left side. You drag it in, right? Click on it, and then you can upload it. Then you can resize it and do all that stuff as well. And you can move it left. This stuff, this is kind of self-explanatory. If you ever built a page, or even if you haven't, like a lot of this stuff is pretty straightforward, right? Like for example, the navigation bar, it's really wide, so you want to make it more narrow. So what you do, you click on the whole element, right, the navigation bar element, and then you look for something like margins or whatever, right? Yeah, there we go, padding. So in this case, instead of margins, it's padding. So what you do, you decrease it, right? Maybe you make it 10. Same thing for bottom, right? There's so much space, so much like emptiness. Make it 10, right? It's already better. You can change the color if you click on it. Background color, green, whatever it is, right? You can do the same thing on a text element. If you click on it, you can change the text color somewhere over here. Yeah, so these are pretty straightforward. Another noteworthy thing that I should mention, you can see this is an element called menu. So essentially what happens here, you can list out kind of, one-to-many elements, and on each element, if they click on it, it takes them to a specific page. And on mobile, this is actually kind of like I think they call it like a burger menu, whatever it was called, like the element itself. Let's actually delete this one. This is not needed. There we go. And this is, if they tap on the 3 lines, it drops down all these elements, right? It's just to save space. That's why on mobile looks a little bit different, but you'll see that on most websites. But yeah, menu element, if you click on it, over here, you actually have to specify not only the name of the element, right? The home, or I don't know, you can say, home page, right? As you can see, I'm kind of renaming things. And you actually want to link it to something. So in this case, you can link it to a custom URL. Or in this case, if it's a website blog, I would link it to a blog link, because you don't have to paste in a link. You have to not paste in, but you have to connect it to a specific page. And this is better to use blog link as opposed to custom URL, because your links might change. You might change the domain for your blog, right? And if you create this website and then later on change the domain or change up some links, some URL paths, these links will be broken. So you don't want to do that. You want to connect it to a page, and no matter what link it has, it will always connect to that page regardless. So I would do blog link. And in this case, you select, this is pages, categories, and blog posts. So remember the 3 categories we talked about at the beginning? You can just click on what you want to connect this with. So in this case, homepage is going to be homepage, right? Articles is going to be, what was it called? Post list page. You can rename it in the back end as well if you want, but this is kind of the naming. And just kind of connect them one by one. Contact, right? Contact page, or contact us, for example, right? You can rename it. That will be this, and over here, if it's about, then it's going to be about, right? They can also be called about us. You can rename them if you want. About us. So that is kind of pretty much all you need for your navigation bar. This is really simple. At the bottom, footer, this is a massive footer. This is a lot. You can leave it as that. You can add more elements if you want, kind of like more information, address, all that stuff. Social links, if you don't do social, you can just do this. There we go. You just delete it. This thing, I don't know why this thing is here. You can also click on the trash icon. Okay. Maybe you're not collecting emails, you don't have a newsletter, delete, delete, delete. It's going to be a little bit more than that. There we go. Delete. Right, so you can change this up, move things around. This is a lot of like clicking around, checking out what's going on, kind of how things interact. Same thing with the margins. You can change those. Let's do that, right? Here you add the logo. So this is all kind of basic stuff, but you do it here once. Let's say we want to change the color again to this, right? To kind of make it consistent. And then once you've done this once, that's it, we're done. So we can just leave the blog layout. That's the header and footer, that's done. Before we do the blog posts themselves, which is a fairly simple process as well, you can see here when you're in posts section, just the post section over here, there's post layout. So let's go click on it, another layout thing. So this is the blog post itself. As we're going to be writing this, we're going to be just creating this content, right? As we create it, we will be clicking create new blog post, and this will be the stuff that we'll be filling in. We'll be writing, headlines, paragraphs, adding images, whatever. But this stuff will autofill, right? Blog post category or categories, whatever we attach to it. This will be the title, the name of it, and this will be the image. This will all autofill. This is the default layout. You can change things up if you want. You can add an extra element at the bottom, for example. You can do, let's just say, like a sign up for my newsletter type of thing at the bottom. So you can add in a section. Let's go click on blocks. And then, I don't know, welcome, for example, right? This will not be the best example, but let's say under each blog post, you want a section like this, right? So it's kind of a call to action where you add in, hey, if you like this, sign up for a newsletter, right? And then you can add in kind of more copy in here. So you can add in more sections, and but this will kind of be the default layout. The actual blog post content that we're about to create now, it will be all within this thing over here, what we're going to be writing. So yeah, let's delete this. This is not looking good. And let's go in, create our first blog post. Let's go back. And you can see there's a bunch here. I would probably delete them. Now we're just going to go in and create one, but you can always go in and obviously with each, you can click, go into settings, edit the headline, the link, the description, add in the image, add them to categories, right? You can do all that stuff. You can also deactivate it, right? Over here, just kind of hide it. Maybe you didn't mean to. You can schedule it for later. But yeah, let's just create a new one as we go through this stuff. I don't know, awesome vegan recipe headline. I don't even know what to write. Short description. Here you describe what it's going to be about. Here you can see this is used as a short post description, which will show up. Let me just show it here. It will show up. These are the descriptions. This is the name. Here it shows categories. These are the descriptions. So this is what it's asking for. Over here. This is the short description. So here's my favorite vegan recipe, just to kind of have like a placeholder, just so you can see. Awesome vegan recipe headline, right? Awesome vegan recipe. I would do something like that. Vegan recipe. This is just, your domain / and here's the URL path or slug. As for the image, let's just find something quickly. So here we go. Here's an image. I just found an image online, basically. You're uploading something from your computer. Click to upload. So this is what it will look like. We'll see what the preview will look like. So the categories, right? This section, categories. So you can have as many as you want. You can have 20 categories if you want. That's probably too many, but you can have that. Obviously have more than one. Otherwise, there's no purpose for having categories. And yeah, in this case, vegan recipes. Maybe there might be another category that's like vegetarian recipes. It's the same thing, right? Well, not the same thing, but it fits within. It can be healthy recipes. You can have all kinds of categories. So let's click on save and awesome vegan recipe. So you can see here, status is inactive because you don't want it to be launched before it's ready. Same thing goes for like websites, funnels, whatever, right? You don't want to, writing emails, you don't want to send it out before it's done. So for now, we're just going to go in and edit it. As you can see here, as I mentioned before, you can't edit these over here. This is the category or multiple categories if you have multiple. This is the headline you added. No description here on this page, and this is the image, obviously. And over here, you can drag and drop your first element. So what I would do here, I would add headline. So as per SEO standards, whatever, you probably know them better than me, but I would start with a headline, right? Then I would start with kind of like a subheadline, usually, and that's an H2. And then, you can do a paragraph over here. Add in a paragraph. I would probably make it aligned on the left side, and then you can add another headline, right? The next paragraph, you can just kind of build it out this way. Now let's just do 1, 2. Let's duplicate this. I'm just kind of just dragging in elements, and you can make edits here, right? This would be the introduction, blah, 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 blah. And then you start talking about the recipe. What else? What other important elements are in the blog posts? Bullet list. That's an important one, right? Maybe you have some sort of a need for that. Another one is that's important for a recipe website. There might be a need for one or two, which is the image element. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Let's do... Oh, well, if you click on it, it just adds it. But what you do is you drag it in. Image element over here. You just drag it in. Over here. Let me remove this one. That was a mistake. And you can add an image, right? And you can, there's more. There's video, there's carousel, maybe for recipes, not as much, but what else was there? Was there anything? No countdown. Form input, technically as well. If you want my full cookbook, you can add a button. Button plus a headline. For example, get access to my cookbook of, I don't know, 58 vegan recipes. I think I'm spelling it right or wrong. No, I'm spelling it wrong. Recipes for 80% off to. Oh, there we go. Off today, right? And then the button, if you click on it, obviously you can edit the button text where it says click here, subtext. Let's delete that. And here you can say open URL. And then paste in the link to the sales page or Amazon link, whatever, to your cookbook, right? Or if you're doing affiliate marketing, you can just have the link, the affiliate link to your to the cookbook that you're promoting here. So those are kind of the main elements, I think. Content box, that's not important. These are more like if you want to split content up into two. Let's do something like this, right? 2 columns, and you can do something like this. Drag in the image element, and then drag in the button element over here. And you can drag in the headline element over here. Kind of, you can play around with the layouts, but this is just kind of essentially what it does. It just creates columns and the spacing and all that stuff. If you click on an element, there's obviously the font size, and there's the margin and padding. That's also the spacing thing. Remember the broad and narrow navigation bar? That's all the same stuff. So yeah. Once you're done with your blog post that hopefully looks better than this, click on Save Changes, and we can go back. I guess we can preview as well. Let's go back. We can preview it from this page builder. We can click on Preview. And where's my face? So this is, this is our preview of the page. So you can kind of see, what the result looks like without actually publishing it. But when it comes to publishing, let's go back, top right. And this page, right, you see its status is inactive. It's not published yet. So here you have the option. Obviously, you can go back and edit it. You can duplicate it, right? Once you come up with a certain format, you can just keep next time you create a new post, you can just duplicate the previous one. That's what I do with emails, for example, some pages as well. I duplicate something that worked before, and then I just make edits to the new one. Yeah, you can either activate it, which means it would just be active right away. It's launched to the world. It's published. Or you can schedule it. If you click on, well, what about settings? Yeah, settings, nothing new there. So yeah, let's click on schedule. And here, same thing as you would do in an email, for example. You just pick a date and a time, your time zone, whatever it is in the settings. So go check your settings. And then yeah, once you do that, let's click on whatever. Apply, save and schedule. And here it says that it's scheduled for this time. Same thing as it would be for email marketing, for example. So I think this is, yeah, I'm trying to make it as brief as possible with specific examples, but this is, let's go actually check out the page, right? We published it. No, let's actually publish it just so we can see a real life example of what it looks like. So let's activate it, right? Instead of scheduling it, we're just going to launch it right away. So let's go to the home page. Let's copy, let's paste it in. This is our website. See? Remember when I told you about it auto-populating? This is like your list of blog posts. Here's the first one. These are all the default ones that need to be deleted. So essentially that's what it is. This one right here, it shows the category, the headline, the description. If you click on it, this is the actual article. So it kind of all connects together really simply. Yeah, as I said before, you can do a navigation bar of like, you can add another menu item that says vegan recipes. Then you can do a blog link and link it to just that category page, right? Just to those. Let's actually take a look at it. These are actual pages, right? Vegan recipes. There we go. This is the category page over here, right? If you click on it, this is what it looks like. So you can technically have like a vegan recipes section up on the navigation bar. When they click on it, it takes them to this page. So yeah, but make sure to keep it simple. Homepage, all the pages, just keep it as simple as this at first. Just get it going, just get it launched, and then you can add in all your fancy stuff. You know, you can start collecting leads and sell things, right? But first, just kind of get used to this with the free account. Start building things, and then as you get more comfortable, you can kind of add more complexity to it. Don't worry about chat bubbles and whatever else, right? Just not that. Just do this first. Whatever I walked you through now, do that. Get comfortable with it because it's a really simple interface. It's really, really intuitive in my opinion, and there's no extra noise. This is just everything you need. But yeah, as promised, I have a free gift for you as a thank you for sticking around through this seemingly long video. Which is my free training, how you can create a free self-liquidating sales funnel, which will cover your ad costs, right? You not only collect a lead, but you can also make instant sales if you build it correctly, if it's optimized. And yeah, and also it comes with a free sales funnel template. So this is essentially, once you're good with the blog, you can start creating sales funnels. You can start selling things to people, or just have them sign up for a lead magnet. Then afterwards, you sell something relevant. So go check out that below. It's talking about self-liquidating sales funnels, which is fully, once it's built and optimized, it's fully automated, and it's going to work for you for years, and get you more leads and more sales. So yeah, go check that out. And obviously, like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Comment below if you liked it, didn't like it, if you have any questions. But yeah, with that out of the way, I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.